What if the most famous predator in history wasn't the apex at all? What if its crown was borrowed, temporary, and quietly contested? We imagine Tyrannosaurus rex alone, a singular nightmare towering 40 feet long. But late Cretaceous North America did not reward solitude. It rewarded overlap. Forests pressed tight with conifers and swamp air hid more than one massive silhouette. Another hunter moved through the same corridors of mud and bone. It stood nearly as long as a city bus and weighed several tons. Its teeth were not inferior, just shaped for a different kind of violence. This animal did not live in the shadow of T-Rex. It shared the sun, the prey, and the risk. Fossils place them within miles of each other, sometimes closer than comfort allows. Two top predators in one ecosystem is not balance. It is tension stretched thin over teeth and hunger. And tension leaves marks, even after 66 million years of silence. This rival did not announce itself with size alone. It announced itself with speed. Where T-Rex committed to mass and momentum, this hunter committed to timing. Long legs cut through floodplains where water hid traps and corpses alike. A curved claw, longer than a man's hand, waited inches above the ground. Not for slashing blindly, for pinning. Prey here was not scarce, it was dangerous. Horned dinosaurs weighed as much as pickup trucks and fought back. Duck-billed herds moved like living walls. A single mistake meant broken bones or worse. Against this, speed was not a luxury. It was insurance. Two predators hunted the same bodies, but not the same moments. One arrived late, claiming what collapsed. The other arrived early, forcing collapse to happen. Coexistence like this does not last without cost. The ground remembers even when names are forgotten. Evidence of rivalry is never dramatic in the moment. It becomes dramatic only after everything else is gone. A bone crushed not by weather, but by intention. A bite mark that does not match the mouth everyone expects. Some fossils show healing. That means the animal survived the encounter long enough to carry the memory in scar tissue. These marks do not belong to prey, they belong to hunters that misjudged each other. Tyrannosaurus rex was not cautious by nature, but it was not reckless either. Size grants authority, not invincibility. The rival knew this. It tested boundaries with distance, not force. Watching, waiting for injury, distraction, exhaustion. Predators do not fight fair because fairness wastes calories. Every confrontation here was a calculation, and some of those calculations ended in bone. The fossil record is quiet, but it is not neutral. This ecosystem was not ruled by strength alone, it was ruled by timing failures. Storm seasons flooded the lowlands without warning. Carcasses drifted, bloated and unreachable, then vanished. A predator that arrived an hour too late arrived to nothing. T-Rex was built for certainty. Its jaws ended struggles quickly, loudly. The rival was built for uncertainty. It could abandon a hunt without consequence. It could circle for hours, burning little energy. In drought years, this mattered. In years when prey thinned and tempers shortened, it mattered more. Two predators do not simply divide food, they divide opportunity, and opportunity shifts with weather, injury, and chance. Some seasons favored size. Others favored silence and speed. This is how rivals persist without meeting every day. This is how a shadow remains invisible until the light changes. The danger was not limited to competition over meat, it lived in proximity. Two predators this large cannot ignore each other forever. paths crossed at watering holes, carcasses, narrow forest corridors. These were not battlefields, they were pressure points. A wrong step here did not mean a dramatic fight. It meant infection, a cracked rib, a limp that never healed. In a world without medicine, minor damage compounds. The rival understood this math. It did not need to win. It needed the other to lose slowly. Tyrannosaurus rex carried mass like a weapon. But mass is expensive. Every step cost calories measured in pounds of flesh. When prey numbers dipped, this imbalance widened. The rival could wait. Hunger makes patience sharp, and sharp things do not need to rush. Eventually, absence becomes evidence. One predator fades from the ground before the other does. Not in a single moment, not with drama, just fewer tracks. Fewer teeth in the soil, fewer chances to be fossilized at all. The rival did not disappear because it was weak. It vanished because ecosystems do not tolerate redundancy. Two apex hunters require excess prey, excess stability. Late Cretaceous North America offered neither for long. Climate shifted. Floodplains dried, then drowned again. Forests broke into fragments. Under this pressure, specialization becomes liability. The faster hunter lost room to maneuver. The heavier hunter lost room to eat. One persisted a little longer, not because it was better, because timing favored it briefly. The ground does not explain these choices. It only records their consequences. Long after the rival was gone, its absence reshaped behavior. T-Rex did not inherit a throne. It inherited silence. Hunting paths widened, encounters grew bolder, sloppier. There was no second set of eyes watching from the trees, no pressure to abandon a kill early, no unseen calculation happening nearby. This changed how risk was taken, and risk, when unchallenged, accumulates. Bite marks increase in places that suggest haste. Broken bones heal less cleanly. The apex predator begins to behave like one that has not been tested. This is not dominance, it is exposure. An ecosystem with fewer constraints allows mistakes to survive longer, until something larger arrives, not a rival, not a predator, but a shift so fast that speed and size both become irrelevant. The absence made the system quieter. It did not make it safer. The collapse did not begin with predators. It began with systems too large to notice their own failure. Plants shifted ranges by miles. Insects hatched out of sync with seasons. Herds arrived where water no longer waited. For a hunter built on prediction, this was lethal. T-Rex could overpower confusion, but not absence. The rival would not have survived this either. Speed cannot outrun a missing ecosystem. Teeth cannot bite a famine. The difference is timing. One predator faced collapse alone. No secondary pressure remained to refine behavior. Every hunt became a gamble with shrinking odds. Bodies grew thinner. Territories stretched wider and overlapped dangerously. This is when dominance becomes noise. Loud, inefficient, impossible to sustain. The fossil record tightens here. Fewer individuals. Shorter spans between appearances. A system running out of margin does not announce the end. It simply stops absorbing mistakes. Tyrannosaurus rex is remembered because it arrived last, not because it was alone, not because it was unmatched. Survival here is a technicality. The rival did not fail history. History failed to keep it. Fewer bones mean fewer stories. Silence selects what we remember. When we picture the late Cretaceous, we see one predator because one left a louder echo. But ecosystems are not built around icons, they are built around pressure. For a time, that pressure had two sources, one heavy, one fast, both lethal. The disappearance of one did not crown the other, it destabilized what remained. This is the part that never fossilizes. The missed encounters, the hunts altered by unseen competition, the behaviors shaped by something no longer there. When the asteroid arrived, it did not find a balanced world. It found a system already thinning, already strained. Legends survive extinction better than ecosystems do. But legends are not evidence of safety. They are evidence of what was lost first.